Good news, Kenyans. The Kenya Red Cross Society has been and is still the iconic organization in Kenya. The Kenya Red Cross Society has been empowered by the Constitution through the Enactment Act of 1965. The government affirms its credentials as a voluntary organization, and it identifies its roles as a vital auxiliary to the public authorities mandated in the humanitarian field. Different communities and societies in Kenya has really gave their support in curbing the calamity in the affected regions. They have helped in giving out money and other necessities to control the calamity in the 29 affected counties. This cannot be done without compassion and love. They have done it to show that they are caring and they save life, and they do not want anyone to die of hunger. The Kenya Meat Commission, together with the Red Cross Society, has also fought in the front line to control the calamity. The Kenya Meat Commission has decided to also stop suffering in the marginalized area that has been stricken by hunger by controlling hunger through purchasing the 27,000 cattle in the arid and semi-arid areas to help the affected households to fight hunger. This shows unity in Kenya, since everybody is in a position to help and to give support to the fellow Kenyans who are affected. And did you know it is not only about calamity in these marginalized areas? There are also some factors that necessitated the worsening of the situations in these regions. Conflicts. These counties have been facing by regular conflicts with their neighbors. Other conflicts are internal within themselves. The conflict has been arising because of the natural resources, cattle, and other power and leadership. And this conflict has made these areas to lag behind in development and to lose unity. There are so many factors behind this. We also have COVID-19. We remember the corona period whereby all Kenyans were affected, but these regions were affected mostly, whereby they lost their jobs, the education system was interrupted, among so many other things. This has contributed to this suffering in the regions. Cattle wrestling is another problem. These communities, they are recognized in the keeping cattle as their economic activity, and therefore the conflict arises due to the cattle raiding, and frequent cattle wrestling is another factor that is making these people to undergo a lot of suffering. Another factor, poor health facilities. These regions are lacking good access to life-saving activities, since there is little distribution or few hospital and other health amenities. This is the problem compared to this big population. Poor transportation is another problem. They have poor roads and they cannot access to health facilities and other public facilities like schools. My fellow Kenyans, there is a lot of problem that is facing these Kenyans. Food insecurity is another problem or factor affecting these regions. It has been historic in Kenya that these marginalized areas have been lacking food security for over a long time, and therefore it has been repeating itself until when this year it has worsened, and it is a common factor that is worsening the situation in these hunger-stricken areas. And another thing, we have insecurities. These communities attack themselves because of the cattle raiding, cattle wrestling, and also intertribal conflicts. These stricken areas with hunger is not only affected by the disaster or the calamity that we are experiencing right now. These are among the common factors that are worsening or making the situation to be worse, my fellow Kenyans. And if these things were to be looked keenly, the problems like cattle rustling, tribal conflicts, lack to access good health services, good roads, among others, it seems the situation could not have worsened since they could be controlling some of these situations. However, with the support of Honorable William Ruto, the President of Kenya, as the patron of Kenya Red Cross organization, we are confident that the calamity will be manageable and we will find a long-lasting solution to this problem that has affected our nation at large. There is an intention of installing all the governors as the Red Cross leaders in various counties, and this will help to control, to oversee, and to network all the Red Cross branches all over the country, and to make sure that there is no more suffering even in inches of our nation. Our president assured us that the school-going children will never suffer from malnutrition again, since he has staged medication and treatment on these children, and in accordance to the health service, there is also additional provision of canned meat to ensure that the enrollment of these children in the school is being improved so that they cannot stay at home because of hunger. This is very important because their education has been catered for, and we hope this one will continue for a long time until our nation comes in the normal position. The government initiative of planting trees. His Excellency President of Kenya has also assured the Kenyan people of the long-lasting solution to curb this calamity. He has promised to ensure the tree planting initiative, whereby it is targeting to plant 5 billion trees in 5 years, and this is quite achievable. How? Every society, every community, every organization, every institution like schools are being urged to mobilize themselves and plant their own trees. This is a long-lasting solution because it will also help to control the nature and the patterns of rains for a long time, to avoid such like calamities from reoccurring again. And another thing, His Excellency has promised to stop cattle wrestling. Among these communities who depend on cattle keeping as their source of economic and food, it seems that cattle wrestling is another factor that is bringing a lot of loss in these societies, and therefore, when cattle wrestling, raids, and conflicts will be stopped, then it means these communities will be able to concentrate on producing the cattle, which is the backbone of their community and a source of income to them. And therefore, it will be very, very peaceful if everybody will be busy with improving the economy of the country than fighting themselves. And another thing, water harvesting is an essential thing. His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto has assured us that 100 dams are on construction in collaboration with the Ministry of Water and Irrigation to make sure that more than 3 million acres of land are put in construction in 3 years' time to ensure plenty of food to both human beings and animals. This is very important because at long last we have a big smile because we see the promises are being fulfilled, because the distribution of food is ongoing and the immediate response to this calamity has been seen. My fellow Kenyans, it seems that the government of the day, the Hustler Nation, is still working very hard to fulfill its promises. And now we still have hope. We still have a second chance for these affected regions to have smile again, to achieve their targets, to live a happy life like other normal Kenyans. My fellow Kenyans, I am very happy for these decisions, and we should continue supporting and caring for each other in Kenya because unity is strength. Unity is our target, and we should live in harmony.